Hello, everybody. Russ here for another Russ Reels Live, and I am so excited today. I have a great friend of mine who is a new author, and this is actually her second book. Nancey West is going to be in here talking to us today. And so excited about that, and just wanted to remind you that if you have any questions today or need to get a hold of me, you go to russhedge.com. That's russhedge.com. It's scrolling along the bottom, and I can make sure and get you in touch with Nancey. We'll also link to her connection information today after we're done. So hoping to bring in Nancey soon. Looks like we may have lost her connection there. So there she is. Okay, I'm going to bring Nancey in now. Here we go. Hello,
Hey,
Nancey. How are you?
hello.
So good to see you today.
Thank you.
What are you? Today I'm going to let you remind everybody the name of your book because I always say it backwards. Go ahead.
It's Liking Myself, Loving My Life, 21 Days to Enjoying Right Now.
There you go. And it's awesome. I have read the book and it is great. I just can't ever remember if it's yourself, myself on the title. So there you go. Well, listen, you and I have had a lot of book chats in my setting up of my book and your setting up of your first book. And now you're already on your second. And so I'm really excited for you. I really want
Well, I
to
have
make
to
sure.
correct you on that a little bit. This is my third book.
There you go. Well, thank
My
you.
first book came out in 2009, and it was the history and the people of the Lebanon Soup Kitchen.
Ah.
And then my second book came out in August last year. And then the third book just went live on Amazon last week and just went live on Kindle today.
That is awesome. I mean, we both know it's a lot of work to get a book out there, and you've been working feverishly on this recent book. So I apologize. Your third book, that's incredible. And yeah, you are doing some amazing things. I love your attitude. I love that you've come out of so much and just really made a positive life for yourself. So why don't you tell everybody one more time the name of the book, and then let's talk about it.
It's Liking Myself, Loving My Life, 21 Days to Enjoying Right Now.
Perfect. All right. And so what is the book all about?
Well, I wanted the book to be lessons, but when I sent it to the publisher, she said I was hiding behind my sermons, that I was hiding behind the pulpit. And so I took a couple of weeks and I revised it so that it is all very personal. It's very much conversational, and I have 21 days, and most of those days are facing issues, like a single issue that someone may be facing today. It starts off with the basic foundation that we all need, that we were born with inherent value. And you have to realize that people need to know that they have value. And that's what a lot of us go through life searching for. And that's what my life has been. And I have to clarify to people, I am not a certified psychiatrist or therapist or counselor. I am someone who has lived my life searching for purpose and for validation that I am worthy, that I have value. And that is what this book does. It follows my search into different areas that people relate to, such as, the self-talk. That's a big thing, is to have the self-talk, is how you talk to yourself, and why it is important, why that is important. And about comparing yourself, about competing with someone else. Those are just some of the issues I talk about in the book. And I try to relate to people that we all have this thing in our mind, that our mind is developed through our experiences and through what we have seen and been through in our lives. And sometimes we develop distorted thinking. And so I try to take different subjects and straighten some of that out and say, you know, when you tell yourself you're dumb for doing this, that's a total lie, because you are not dumb. You just made a mistake. And you have to learn to transfer those words so that you are telling yourself things that are more accurate. You know, you might say something about, I never get to do this. Well, never and always are words that you need to watch out for, because those are generally ones that are exaggerating something. So if you want to look at something that's real in reality, then you need to step back and look at your words and be able to see that your mind isn't running away. It's a funny thing about the mind, because if your mind is left to its natural default, it will go to negative things. It is not going to jump on a happy bandwagon if you just leave your mind to wander. So
That is so true. In fact, let me jump in there because, you know, you and I have had a lot of talks. And in my book, I also talk about self-talk and how you start your day. And I think that is so important because you're exactly right. I mean, when we wake up in the morning, what is your mind thinking about? Your mind is usually thinking, oh my goodness, I got to get out of bed. And you're thinking about and worried about all the things you have coming that day. And you're thinking a lot of negative thoughts. Unless we feed ourselves positive talk, unless we feed ourselves a diet of good and positive things, yes, our mind will just go to that negative side a lot of times. So that's what I love about this, because you know this already, but you have so much value. You are such a wonderful person, and you've had to go through a journey to discover that for yourself. And this book is a way to help others do the same. And I just love it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I try to reach the person that I was a long time ago. I try to reach the person, and it really, really hurts my heart when I see someone in that stage that I was in a long time ago, of not feeling that I was worthy of anything, not feeling that I was even worthy of the air I breathed, you know, that I was just a nuisance or an irritant or whatever. And that really hurts me. So I wrote this book, and I also have workshops where I will work with people, either one-on-one or in a group. And I do have a free workshop coming up that people can get a feel of what my teaching is about and how I can help them. I'm not saying that I can cure anything. I'm not trying to take away from the professional help that some people may need. I'm just trying to help them, you know, pull those little kinks out of their thinking, the distorted thinking. I'm trying to just say, hey, take a look at this section right here and see what you think of it. It's you know, it's things that have helped me, and I think that they will help other people because they're very, very common. And I just really am feeling like that there's a lot of people who could just use that little nudge.
Right, because we are what we think.
We
What we
are.
think is what creates who we are, what we do, and also who the people that are around us. So, you know, I know that you've written about, you know, people feeding negative things into your life, and that's why you always want to surround yourself with positive people, people that are telling you positive and good things about your life, because all of us have value. All of us are worthy of a good life and positive things if we put our mind to it. You know, I'm of the mindset, and you are too, that God has created us to do amazing things. God has created us in his own likeness so that we can be amazing. And with that strength and that positive mindset, we can go far. But with that, allowing the negative to seep in, that just sabotages everything we're doing.
Well, Russ, I came to the realization that in Genesis, when we read about the Garden of Eden and the fall and of Adam and Eve, that they brought sin into the world and we're all broken. But the value that God gave us in the very beginning, that was never diminished. That value is still there. And so no matter how broken we are, the value that God created us with is always with us. And you may wad it up, throw it away, you may do whatever you want with it, but that value that God gave us is always with us. And we have to kind of dig it up. Sometimes we hide it under all of our self-loathing, and we need to dig it up and claim it and say, God, I know you gave me this value and I am going to live it.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, it's making that choice, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you know me, I'm all about live the life you choose, right? Because we get to make those choices. You know, God has created us in his image. He's given us all that we need. He's there to support us through everything that we're going through, but we ultimately have to make the choice. He's given us free will.
Mm-hmm.
So if we want to wallow in the muck and the mire and be negative, I mean, we have that choice. And what kind of life is that, right? I mean, we all can turn things around for the positive, make good choices and do good things. And I think that's just critical. And your book really gives some practical steps to looking at yourself in the mirror and really making that positive impact.
Yes. And that's one way to do it. All through the book, I keep every chapter, I repeat the same thing. Look in the mirror and tell yourself, I like myself right now because, and then find something that day that you can like yourself for, and then do the same thing with, I love my life right now, and find something. And sometimes you have to look, but it's kind of like those Find Waldo books. Once you see that was a positive, that was something you can love your life about, then you start seeing other things more readily.
Right.
More easily things come to you, go, that was a God thing. That was a happy thing.
Right.
And the things with the habit at the end of every chapter and going to your mirror, it is easier to create those as a habit if you tie them to something you're already doing. Like you're brushing your teeth. You can brush your teeth and do your little happy dance or sing or whatever and say, I like myself right now because.
Right.
And once you start tying that with something that you already do, it's easier to create a habit. And when you have that in the back of your mind, it's, I like myself. And, sometimes it's easier for people to say they love themselves. Oh, yeah, I love myself. But hey, you're supposed to be your best friend. You are not going anywhere without you.
Right.
So you might as well be your best friend, and you might as well encourage yourself and be your biggest support instead of your biggest weight through life.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And, I'm a firm believer there's something good in everything. Sometimes, like you said, it's just a little more difficult to find. But if we push through, life is a journey. We're going through the ups and the downs, the good and the bad. That's going to happen. Even when we make good choices, do good things, even with God on our side, doesn't mean that everything goes perfect. So we just need to go through that journey. But remember that there's always something positive and that will come out even better on the other side, because through that journey, we're learning day by day. And I think it's important when you're learning that you're feeding yourself this positive information like you talk about. Mm-hmm. And I just love that you've given people a practical way to do it in 21 steps. So what I want you to do, we're going to wrap things up here, but what I want you to do is I want you to tell everybody how they get in touch with you and how they buy the book.
Okay. You can go to nancywest.com/book, and that will take you right to the order form on Amazon.
Perfect.
And then you can look for it, or you can go to Nancey West. I'm putting this in the chat so that you have it.
Perfect. And I will also link to it in the show notes as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
nancywest.com. And the thing is about it is you got to spell my name right.
EY.
Nancey. You got to get the E in there for it to come up. But if you go to nancywest.com book, you can order the book. If you go to nancywest.com review/review, then you can go and put your review, your 5-star review. We need lots of 5-star reviews. So we need to get that in.
It has to be a 5-star review?
Yes. But I also, if you go to likingmyself.com, then you can also see my workshop, and you can join my 3-day free workshop if you would like. So that's at likingmyself.com, and you go down the list, and it'll talk about my workshop and what I do there. And you can join me for 3 days, and we'll just talk about some of the things that we do in the full workshop.
Yeah, well, and that is, I mean, I think that is so great that you have something for people to work with, and you're not just leaving them stranded. And I think that that's incredible. You know, that they can actually, you know, go to your workshop, learn more about what you're doing. And yeah, I just think that's great.
Yeah.
So, so listen, I'm going to make sure and link to those things in the show notes.
Okay.
And people are going to want to know so much more about you. So what's the best way for them to contact you besides getting your book? How do they get a hold of Nancey with an EY?
nancywest.com. I have an information link there that you can message me. And you can, from, I think, Liking Myself, you can see a lot of what I'm doing. Yeah, just to get a hold of me and let me, just if you want to talk to me before you want to see my workshop, just nancywest.com, and then there'll be a place on there to click to send me a message.
Perfect.
And I will return. If I don't get back to you, do it again, because I'm not one to really trust this cyberspace stuff. You might send it and it might go off somewhere. So if I don't answer you, then do it again, because I really do want to connect with people and give them the lessons that I have learned over the years.
Well, and yeah, I mean, not all of us, we're fortunate people like you are willing to share, so that not all of us have to go through the lessons that you've learned. They can learn from somebody that's been through that. And so, yeah, I just appreciate you so much, Nancey. God is blessing you in all that you're doing. And we'll make sure and get all this information out there. And yeah, I'm going to just thank you for today. And thank you for all of you watching today. I've been adding stuff to the comments, and we will make sure and put that in the show notes. Get Nancey's book. Contact Nancey, find out about her workshops.
And 5-star reviews. I need a lot of 5-star reviews this week.
There you go. 5-star reviews are great. So listen, until we see you guys again, just have a wonderful day and a wonderful life. And Nancey, thanks so much. I will see you on the other side. Let's see here. There, now we can see both of us. I'll see you
on
the other side. Have a good one. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you.